Movie Beauty in Black 2025. Season 2 Explained. Episodes 1 through 8. Episode 1. The New Boss. Season 2 kicks off inside a hospital. Horace is gravely ill and nearing death, but he's at peace knowing one thing. His new wife, Kimmy, is about to shake up the entire Bellary family. She isn't just his wife, she's also lined up to become the company's new boss. Horace warns Kimmy she needs to learn everything about the business, while also instructing Rain to track down Angel. He even sets up a new house for Kimmy, Rain, and Sylvie to live in together. But outside the hospital room, the Bellary clan is fuming. They realize Kimmy's marriage to Horace changes the balance of power, and when they finally meet her, the tension is thick. Kimmy's cold, Mallory fakes politeness, and Roy throws a tantrum when Horace's driver, Alex, is ordered to take Kimmy and her friends home. The drive turns ugly. Mallory mocks Roy for sleeping with Kimmy before she became her stepmother. Everyone argues. Meanwhile, Horace secretly hires Varney to protect Kimmy, though Kimmy instantly distrusts him. Horace privately admits he doesn't trust Varney either, advising Kimmy to quietly consult other lawyers instead. At the same time, Norman discovers Olivia is broke. Rain leaves the hospital, and Alex drops a bomb. Body is still alive. Rain asks him to find a woman named Daga. Later, Varney gathers the family and reveals Horace has changed his will. Kimmy, Rain, and Sylvie will now get a share, meaning every family member's stake drops by 10%. Outrage erupts. Roy accuses Mallory of sleeping with the attorney. She fires back about his fling with Kimmy, and the family meeting collapses into chaos. Elsewhere, Angel gets arrested for stealing Lakeland's car, while Mallory secretly contacts Felicia, trying to dig up dirt on Kimmy. The episode ends with Varney's love life exposed as Roy catches him in a compromising situation with Charles.
Episode 2. Shopping Sprees and Secret Deals. Kimmy, Rain, and Sylvie settle into their massive new home. Overwhelmed, Kimmy feels out of place, but Rain encourages her to embrace her new life. The butler hands Kimmy a black card, urging her to shop like the Bel Air matriarch she now is. She agrees, but secretly plans to stash money away for security. Meanwhile, Varney panics that Roy knows about his romance with Charles. To protect himself, Varney strikes a shady deal. He'll help Roy push Kimmy out of the mansion in exchange for silence. Roy smugly tells Mallory about Varney's secret, while Jules sends Andy to spy on her as her new driver. At the hospital, Horace pressures Daniel Lakeland into dropping charges against Kimmy, but Harold slyly offers up Angel as the scapegoat, setting a deadly trap. Mallory meets Felicia and learns all the secrets about Kimmy, Rain, Angel, and Sylvie. Meanwhile, Jules visits Angel in prison, threatening his life and even his son's life unless he cooperates. Angel refuses. Furious, Jules orders Officer Traxon to kill Angel's son. Back at the bank, Kimmy discovers Horace has deposited over $3 million into her account. She transfers $500,000 each to Rain and Sylvie, cementing their loyalty. But when Alex tells her Angel is in jail, Kimmy calls Horace for help. Horace realizes too late that he accidentally signed Angel's death order. As Angel walks out of prison, a gunman opens fire. Episode 3. Family Betrayals. Horace is furious when he learns Angel has been shot. Jules admits the hit is already done, sparking Horace's rage. Meanwhile, Norman visits his dying brother and unloads years of resentment about always being second best. Horace laughs in his face, accusing him of money laundering and vowing justice. Elsewhere, Rain asks Kimmy for control of the club, while Charles and Roy clash over Varney. Roy mocks Charles's sexuality, warning him to stay away from his lover. Charles warns Roy that pushing Varney too far could end violently. That night,
Norman plants a bomb at Howard's house to silence him, blowing the place to ashes. Meanwhile, at a restaurant, Mallory advises Varney to stop being a victim and, quote, be the bigger evil if he wants to survive. The episode ends with the explosion, proving Norman will kill anyone to protect his empire.
Episode 4, No Escape. Delinda's son, also named Horace, resurfaces, demanding access to the club. At the same time, Rain tells Kimmy that Horace ordered Alex's death. Furious, Kimmy packs her bags, determined to flee. She finally opens up to Sylvie, revealing everything she's endured with the Balleri family. Meanwhile, Angel shows up at his ex Yolanda's house, begging to see his son. She slams the door in his face. At the hospital, Horace learns Western medicine can't save him. His only hope is a treatment facility in Thailand, or maybe somewhere even riskier. That night, Kimmy, Rain, and Sylvie try to escape the estate, but their plan fails. They're caught speeding out of the grounds, only to be confronted by Horace himself. He asks one chilling question: going somewhere? Episode 5, Bound by Fear. Horace drags Kimmy and her friends back home, furious at their betrayal. Angel reveals everything about his arrest, but Horace shuts Kimmy out emotionally, deeply wounded by her attempted escape. Meanwhile, Olivia spreads gossip that Mallory is sleeping with Varney. Roy mocks her, revealing Varney is actually with Charles. The twisted triangle of secrets grows messier. At the club, Rain discovers Daga and Shake Shake are still pushing dangerous BBL surgeries on strippers. She vows to stop them. Back at the mansion, Horace tells Kimmy she must prove her loyalty by cutting Sylvie loose, labeling her a liability. The episode ends with Rain heading to confront Daga, determined to end the cycle of exploitation once and for all.
Episode 6, Blood on the Floor. Rain storms into the motel where Daga is operating on a young stripper named Adeline. A brutal fight breaks out, ending with Alex killing both Daga and Shake Shake. Rain spares Adeline, gives her money, and tells her to run far away. Meanwhile, Horace tries to barge into Horace's mansion. Horace humiliates him in front of the guards, literally urinating on him before sending him home in shame. Elsewhere, Norman pressures Olivia, who admits she's drowning in debt and wants revenge on Kimmy. At Charles's house, Dustin and Andy plan a daylight robbery. But when they strike, Charles fights back, killing Dustin and the thieves with a gun. The episode closes with Horace preparing to leave for treatment overseas, entrusting Kimmy with the company, but warning her to tread carefully. Episode 7, Death in the Family. Charles calls for help after the bloody break-in, but Varney ignores him. Desperate, he turns to Roy, who brushes him off too distracted with Felicia. At the office, Horace instructs Kimmy to arrive fashionably late to assert dominance. When she finally enters, the entire staff applauds, much to Mallory's disgust. Kimmy makes her presence known, demanding respect as Mrs. Balleri. Meanwhile, tragedy strikes at the stables. Rain discovers Glenn, Jules's son, on top of Sylvie. In a fit of rage, she pushes him off a balcony. Glenn falls to his death. Episode 8, The Big Meeting. Sylvie confesses she was with Glenn willingly, but it's too late. He's dead. Panicked, Rain calls Alex, who warns her that Glenn is Jules's son. Meanwhile, Horace arrives in Italy for treatment. At the office, Kimmy faces down the Balleri family in her first big boardroom meeting. Horace tries feeding her lines through an earpiece, but Kimmy shuts it off and takes control herself. She exposes fake shell companies used by the family to siphon money, then proposes a bold plan to borrow from Chinese firms. The meeting is a shocking success. Afterward, Kimmy visits Jules at home and threatens his children, putting herself firmly on the offensive. Back at the stables, Rain and Alex discover Glenn isn't fully dead, but his condition is dire.
The episode ends at Charles's house, where Varney walks in on him chainsawing Dustin's body into pieces. More thieves suddenly arrive, setting the stage for an even bloodier showdown. Season 2 leaves us with shocking twists, Horace's life hanging by a thread in Italy, Kimmy proving herself as a leader, Rain spiraling into violence, and Charles literally covered in blood. And with the Boleri Empire cracking apart, everyone is gunning for control.